Shadow Moon. What might I call you?
What's today?
Wednesday.
Today's my day. I could use a fellow like you.
Ian, when I saw you in Game of Thrones, I was shocked because you played a nice guy. That was pretty unusual. Once you said it's always more fun to play the bad boy. Will we see the bad Ian McShane in American Gods?
No, oh yeah, no, but they no longer, Kevin. They're no longer bad guys or good guys. They're always what they call complicated characters. Now, you know, all the heroes were anti-heroes, starting from The Sopranos and me in Deadwood, and then through Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You know, which is, you know, it's the greatest. Mr. Chips goes gangster. No, I mean, they're complicated people, which is no longer anybody wears a white hat or wears a black hat, you know. It's all shades of grey, which is actually more interesting. But Game of Thrones is I mean, that was a specific thing. I mean, that character was interesting because it was like that big speech was all about violence. And it was and within the context of the story, what it was sort of giving the Hound, because he'd been so good to the Hound. It was like that, you know, the Hound is going to track down who killed Ray and murder them. But then some of Ray's humanity might have passed its way through to the Hound, so later on added to his philosophy of life. Changed. So it was an interesting role that I found, you know, to do.
I think so too.
A Week in Ireland.
So there will be no white and black in American Gods.
There will be no what?
No white and black, like you said. There
Oh
will
yeah,
be
no,
like
not
mix
really.
of
No, I don't think it exists anymore. There's all sorts of shades. It's like, you know, Ricky's character, which is really your protagonist of the story, Shadow Moon, who's really like the viewer. Everything happens to him through his eyes, and you're the viewer watching all this happen. And this guy he meets, my character, Mr. Wednesday, who is this sort of enigmatic, wandering sort of con man, elegant rather, but not quite, can't pin him down, and hires Shadow to be his bodyguard and driver of this beautiful old Cadillac, and they kind of is a road trip across America, and it turns into something else. He meets all these extraordinary characters through Wednesday, and it's revealed and revealed more like they're God, they're all gods, and they came to America through, you know, immigrant like everybody else came with all their various. They don't all know each other, but I mean, there's, you know, gods of the hammer, gods of the old god, the Zariah sisters, who he meets all the sisters, Peter Stamari, the god of the hammer, Vulcan, the god of whatever, goddess of Easter. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how people react, to know that a lot of these festivals were festivals before you had organized religion, before you had, you know, I mean, the world started for a lot of people 2,000 years ago, you know, that's it, you know. Imagine Jesus Christ holding a dinosaur. I can't quite get that one, but, you know, that's what they well, that's what they promote sometimes. You know, have you ever seen pictures of it? But everybody has their own faith. But it's about, and what I think Gaiman, a lot of people said that the book is about, you know, it's not about faith. I said, yes, it is about faith. It's about respecting faith. I don't, you know, because I'm not of religion. It doesn't mean to say I disrespect it. It's up to the person. It's what it brings, and it brings richness. Whatever. I mean, you may say, you know, religion has caused death in the world. You say, yeah, on the other hand, religion is responsible for more beautiful music, more great art, you know, and it came through death and destruction, whatever. This is where we are now, and we're just a part of time that's passing through. And what Gaiman's trying to do is saying, can we go back to a time when people just respected each other a little more, without saying every 5 minutes on your iPhone, or you get all your information through that now. That didn't happen when he wrote the book, but that's what his brain was going towards, you know, and it's all happened. So I think it's a boon for the creators of the TV show to be able to incorporate all this into his original story.
You just talked about it. There's so many topics you're gonna take in American Gods.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't confront them, Kevin, in a sort of a head-on way. It's not like this is about religion. No, it's all told through a story of Shadow trying to believe, you know, his wife has died in mysterious circumstances, a car crash, he meets me, I give him a job, he meets all these extraordinary people. What is it all building to? And meanwhile, all this, you meet all these characters, and step by step, you realize there's something else going on here. And it's for the soul. It's a battle for the soul of people, all your individual soul, how you react in the end to other people. And he believes that, and Wednesday, who is just as capricious and as willful as a new god, you know, but he thinks he's right. And he's more fun than most of the others. Anyway.
So what god exactly is Mr. Wednesday? I did a little bit of research.
Well, what's Wednesday?
Yeah, I a little
Wednesday,
bit of
and
research.
Wednesday is what? Is Odin.
Oh yeah,
It
okay.
is, that's
I
what
just
I
want
mean.
to say
So
that.
he
Yeah,
is
it's
actually
Woden's Day in Norse, and
You
like,
got it,
cool,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
that's, I
Alfred.
said most Europeans would understand
like-
it than Americans, because it's in Norse mythology. And of course, we bring in not just Norse myth. I mean, they bring in other mythologies as well. We have the African spider god, which is the great Orlando Jones plays that character, which has an extraordinary speech about slaves coming across to America, one of the prologues, because that's the great thing about this show. It goes into animation, a lot of special effects, a lot of specific camera work, so it's very different. It's kind of good. It's not like anything. I know every show says that. We're pushing the boundaries, This is different television, but this is a little bit different, yeah.
So it's about immigration, you said.
No, it's about everything. It's about.
It's a little bit about.
I'll tell you what it's about. Yeah, it's about coming to America. And
Okay.
I think Neil wrote the book when he was on a train journey. He was coming into San Diego. He talked about it, and he thought about people coming to America, and all these old gods have been coming for years from Europe because they were swept up in the immigration, and now they've been dormant and.
Yeah, when Neil.
And they see everything is happening and that's not too good in the world, the modern and the old gods and the new gods coming together and fighting each other. That will be series 2.
When Neil wrote his book, there was no Donald Trump as president. Do you think it's good in one way? It sounds crazy, I know, but it's good one way that Donald Trump is president right now, because American gods will polarize probably a little bit because of that.
I don't know. I think he polarizes everything. So, I mean, there's absolutely... I mean, Donald Trump has polarized America
enough,
in a way. They've never experienced anything like it. I mean, I don't think my voice needs to be added to the fact that God knows where we'll be. I mean, we could be anywhere in 2 months' time, You don't know. It's a very odd time for us all. I mean, very apt in a way. But it's, as I say, it's not this show wasn't made knowing Donald Trump was going to be president, or that Brexit was happening. Brexit happened in the middle of it. I mean, the whole face of Europe and the whole face of America and this immigration and religion changing has happened since. And the show hasn't, the American Gods show is just, I mean, Gaiman in some weird, fluky way has foreshadowed it by the book, talking about it, but it's all come to a head,
So
Be interesting to see how people react. Also, social media will be a buzz with it, because it's a very popular book. A lot of committed people read it, and they'll want to see what they think is their American Gods. So I can't wait to... Well, somebody will tell me.
it's
that,
also like in Game of Thrones, I think.
Well,
like
that exactly the same thing. Exactly.
huge
Kevin.
fan
They'll
base.
Yeah, they'll all be, arguing with each
And
other,
this-
and you
yeah.
say something, they all get their knickers in a twist. Woo! You're giving it away. Giving what away? It's like you'll forgotten about it by the time the show comes on.
So one of the ideas of the show is that everyone worships something. What
That's
do you
it.
What do you worship in real life?
What do I worship in real life? I worship my wife and my kids and my mum.
That's good.
Family. No, it is good.
Family
yeah.
is so important,
It's kind of good, yeah. That's what I do.
Would you worship the god you are playing?
Oh, I think Wednesday's great. Yeah, I love him. I had a ball with him, yeah. And it was a fun shoot. And Ricky and I think a lot of it depended on our chemistry together, the dynamic. And that's very good, I think. He's a good kid.